What is up? I'm Turtle, and today we have a kind of a different video. This is referring to a question that, to be honest, I've been asked a bunch of times. So at this point, I figured let me just do a quick video about it, and that is, where do I obtain my product I opened for the channel? You know, where is it that I get all my sealed boxes, sealed collection stuff, all my ETBs, and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to go through a bunch of websites that I kind of always keep monitoring, or I constantly monitor, check at least once a day just to see if there are any good deals to be had. You know, the Pokemon TCG hobby or anything with Yu-Gi-Oh! Magic, they're all the same. They're all very expensive, especially if you want to open sealed products. So, you know, saving what you can at every chance does make a huge difference. And, you know, things to consider is obviously price is number one, but then whether there's cashback opportunities and basically maximizing all of those across all the different platforms to, you know, basically help that bottom line, because at the end of the day, guys, this is a very expensive hobby. So we're going to go through the various websites. Actually, the first one though is not a vendor site, it is a subreddit, and I've mentioned this a bunch of times, but this is probably the most useful site that I refer to in order to save money with the Pokemon TCG hobby, and that is the Pokemon TCG Deal subreddit, or for Pokemon it's PKMN TCG Deals. So this subreddit is great. As far as, you know, they kind of have stickies for, hey, these are the products coming out next month, and then I've actually never looked at the off-topic thread. But then from there, this is all super info. It's almost like, you know, it's pretty like news breaking as soon as something goes available, like a and then it makes its way here quickly. For the past like couple months with all this Hidden Fates hype, like things go on here, and then like probably you know, and less than an hour later things get sold out. So you kind of have to pay really close attention to this. I've been considering to add a bot to the Discord that basically posts whenever a new thread becomes available here. I think they do a pretty good job moderating this thread too. They do a pretty good job of like saying when things expire. Not perfect, but you know, it's good enough. And occasionally there's like these kind of like rogue things about stuff that shouldn't be here, like people promoting their own eBay listings or things that shouldn't be there, but the mods do a pretty good job cleaning it up. So Pokemon TCG Deals, definitely subscribe to this subreddit, and that is tip number one by far. Alright, the vendor that I pick up the most stuff from, I talk about this website a lot. It is GameNerds.com, nerds with a Z. So this place is great. It has like the best prices. Actually, let's just go to the card game section right now. Maybe we can get a good example. Let's see. Actually, it's kind of ironic that they have some random singles. And basically what we're going to be looking for is the pre-order prices. Let's go to Cosmic Eclipse. Let's see if I go to but here's an example. Like at the time, like these are long gone, but you'll get both Mew pin collection boxes. Oh wait, you guys can't even see it. Pin collection boxes for 22 versus the MSRP of 30. So it's just straight up a little bit cheaper. I feel like they do a pretty good job with shipping. Here's the Shining Legends ETB for 36. That's also pretty good. Let's just check Cosmic Eclipse to get some booster box prices. As far as shipping goes, they send it, they're based out of Texas, and they're pretty good about sending it a few days before release. Me being in the Northeast, unfortunately, I usually don't get in everything released on a Friday. I usually get it the Monday after, which isn't bad. Sometimes eBay sellers will sell it the day of, or ship it the day of release, and I'm waiting, you know, a solid week for that. But yeah, Cosmic Eclipse, so, you know, ETBs, kind of like if you pick it up at Walmart or something, cost 40, so it's a good deal cheaper. And the booster box prices, so the base is 90. If you buy a bunch of them, it's a little bit cheaper, but let's just say booster box price $90, shipped. You do get free shipping. I think it's after like $75, so those are always free shipping, and the shipping's at appropriate pace. And you know, I feel like that's a solid benchmark for things. There are times where there's cheaper from other vendors, but I feel like this is a very solid place to start for picking up sealed products. Things, then usually they post things pretty far in advance, so I kind of just check this website every day just to see if the next set, which isn't going to be out for like 4 months, whether or not pre-orders go up for there. For Hidden Fates, if you had to pre-order like 3 months ahead of time before they're like long gone, I think there's only been one situation where I had any kind of cancellations through Game Nerds, and that was for the Hidden Fates ETBs. They were okay about it, talking to them took a little bit of time. The last thing I'll mention is that they have a pretty good rewards program. So doing the math, if it's kind of like you get to like levels. After you spend a certain amount, you can get certain cash back. If you wait the longest to get like the maximized cash back, I think it's like $100 after spending essentially 3,200, I think. So it's just under 3% cash back in a way once you spend the appropriate amount. That's not bad. As you can see right here, I do have like a $50 store credit right now. So the cashback program is pretty good, and obviously with any kind of credit card thing, it'll stack as well. Now let's go to, actually before that, for the next, we'll go to Rakuten. Used to be Ebates. This is just I think it's one of those things where they if you use their service, they get a piece of the action from the vendor or something, but basically they give you cash back for shopping at a lot of stores that you probably shop at. Maybe you've seen commercials, and at the end of the day, this is like a real thing. Anywhere from 1 to 3, sometimes a little bit more cash back for the various vendors. Let's see, the picture's in the way, but at the top, eBay, Amazon, Target, Grubhub, and then GameStop. So a lot of different places that we can get Pokemon cards. I wonder if those are because of the ones I shop at. And that kind of stuff does stack up over time. It's kind of like, at this point, I kind of look at it as, it's basically the same as like more often not the same cashback as you get for like a credit card, but it's just another 1%. So it's not a lot, but it does stack up over time. And I think they do like a payout every quarter, and they'll just kind of send it. You can send it to PayPal or send it to a check to you. If you do want to, one way to support me, by the way, is if you have not signed up for Rakuten, there's always a link down below, and that's basically a referral link that will help support me if you use that link to create your account. All right, now we're gonna move to eBay. eBay is obviously a great place to pick stuff up. Basically, there's a bunch of sellers on eBay. Most likely they're either a distributor or just a large store, so they just have huge volume of products at a very good price, and then they sell it to you on eBay for a little bit more, obviously. And so booster boxes, usually I can find it the cheapest is through eBay. Again, depending on who the seller is, you will get it sometime after release. I think there's only been a handful of times that I actually got something it was shipped to me on release day. So that's the main concern with any online vendor, is you get it a little bit later. But eBay, obviously a little bit cheaper. Singles, obviously a little bit cheaper as well. When you're buying from individuals, you run a little bit more risk as far as getting scammed, getting damaged, or it not being as described. The eBay process is pretty good about them taking the side of the buyer, but it can be a hassle at times. There's been a couple situations where it has happened to me, but eBay, the customer service is pretty good, and they have their own eBay Bucks program, which is basically another cashback. It's not too different than Game Nerds. I think it's also quarterly based, where you can usually they cap it at like $500, where the default is 1%. But the important thing is, so not everyone applies, but I feel like if you purchase from eBay every once in a while, they usually include you in their promotions, where occasionally it's like, hey, buy whatever you buy for the next 3 days or something, it's 8% back or 10% back. Quick note, usually Rakuten has something for eBay, but for toys and games, it's pretty, it's not always there, but every once in a while they have like 3%. Usually it's like 1, and then sometimes it's nothing. But eBay Bucks also applies here. I'll usually, if there's an item I'm waiting to pick up, for example, like I'm on my watch list, there's a couple of the Pikachu Funko Pops, and I'll just wait for the next eBay Bucks promotion to kick in, and then I'll just purchase them to get that 8 or 10% back. Sometimes you have to use their app or whatever, but it's not that difficult to do. So eBay Bucks, all these kind of things just stack up over time. So eBay, a great resource. Now we're going to TCG Player. TCG Player, they do list sealed product. To me, I would only ever consider getting singles from TCG Player. A couple things I like about TCG Player: they don't really have like a built-in cashback, but they do have the promotions. So it's 8 or 10%. Actually, both of those, eBay and TCG Player, how I find out that they're actually going on more often than not is from the Pokemon TCG Deal subreddit. So another reason why to always keep that in mind. Some things I like about TCG Player is they do a good job because it's not so much people posting own listings. It's like, oh, I have this card, and all the listings will be kind of like co-located. So Hidden Fates Charizard, all of them are together. You can view all the prices that people have to offer, and basically it sorts it for you. So, oh, I just want the cheapest one, obviously. Although you should consider like the number of sales the vendor has done, and by default it'll just kind of sort it for you. Pretty simple. I did have some situations where like I purchased some older cards and I was like, oh, this is near mint. I was like, dude, this thing's damaged. But usually, working with the vendors and stuff like that through TCG Player, it's pretty simple to sort things out. But I do like how it's pretty simple to sort. Again, I won't use this for sealed product. I feel like it's marked up by a significant margin. But singles, I think it's great. Once again, wait for it. So I'm not aware of Rakuten ever having a TCG Player thing, but they have their own cashback things every once in a while. So just keep on lookout for those. Let's see, what's next? Target.com. The Target is pretty good. I would say the biggest thing, and happens to be going on right now until I think Saturday, is this thing right here. Spend $50, save, let me make this a little bit. Spend $50, save 10, spend 100, save 25. So essentially 25% off if you buy $100 worth of product. So every single time, again, monitoring the subreddit, it's like, hey, the Pokeball collection is in stock. Put in for 2 of them, equals like $99.98. Add one more item on there just to get it over 100. Save $25 and free shipping. Obviously, shipping's pretty fast. Oh, free shipping just over 35, so that's pretty easy too. So I feel like Target, it's basically the standard price. Very rarely do they have sales, but they do have promotions like that are definitely worth it. Rakuten does have it, but it's usually just like 1%. I would say this is the thing to look out for, and makes, that's why I look at, or, I will buy from Target. I've never seen anything similar for like Walmart. And so that's the biggest thing for Target. GameStop. GameStop I've actually been using for pre-orders recently. Actually, basically just for Hidden Fates. One thing is, I think they do sell booster boxes online, but they're like crazy priced. So this is for when you are okay paying MSRP. For example, like Hidden Fates at this point is like, as long as I can get it, GameStop's pretty good. The shipping is not terribly fast, but I think if you pay extra, the free shipping is not terribly fast, but if you pay extra, like extra $10, you can get it on release day, but I definitely wouldn't be doing that. And the pre-ordering from their store is actually not bad either, but I find that they just don't send a lot of product to the stores, but the online is not bad. And the last vendor we're going to talk about is TrollinToad. The one of the things I like about TrollinToad is that's actually where I buy list cards if I have ones I don't want to keep for my collection, and I kind of just send them the cards and then I get store credit. Now, TrollinToad is, they do all the TCGs and their prices aren't bad, but they're definitely marked up. What I like about TrollinToad is every single week they'll have some kind of sale, and I don't know, they'll just make up some random theme. So probably like right now there's a fall or Halloween kind of thing, and monster savings sales, yeah, sure, up to 30% off. So I'll kind of just see what they have here, see if there's anything that piques my interest. When they say 30%, it's like, well, your stuff was already marked up anywhere from 20 to 40% to begin with, so is it really a sale? You honestly have to do the work to see if it's actually cheaper or if it's actually worth it. But occasionally there's some good stuff, and through the buy list you can accumulate some store credit and then you just pick up some stuff. I usually do it for singles or just some good deals on sealed products, but it's very hit or miss, so I don't do a huge lot of transactions. Primarily it's like, let me build up the store credit for a little bit and then I'll pick up some stuff. The buy list thing, they do kind of cater it, because you can see right here, a bonus 25% if you do the store credit. So yeah, you can get cash for it, but you know, you get significantly more if you get store credit. So yeah, this is the big list of stuff, or how I go about finding product for the channel. Again, the biggest thing, if nothing else, subscribe to that subreddit, you know, get an account with Rakuten, promo referral link down below. That stuff is just, there's no reason not to do it. And then I guess one thing is a cashback credit card, you know, just having a good one. I think the one that kind of gives the most I'm aware of is like a 2%. There's a bunch of them, I'm not going to like list them, but essentially do what you can to get as much cash back as you can. Like that kind of, like, you know, the 1%, they stack up over time and they do make a difference. So just something to keep an eye out for. Times to buy, eBay bucks, promotions, TCG players, they do happen pretty frequently. So I usually just hold off, and then when that happens, like, all right, well, let's see if there's anything that is on, then, you know, see if there's anything on sale. So that's it for today. Let me know what your thoughts are. Oh, actually, if there's a vendor that I haven't talked about that you are a fan of, let myself and everyone else know in the comments down below. Again, this is a very expensive hobby, and to pay extra is just unnecessary in my opinion. So, and you know, if there's anything you think I should be aware, let me know in a comment down below. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'm TrollinToad, and I'll catch you guys next time.